Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2457. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start the show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below, or send me a super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I can really use it. Right. Weather today is big gray soup, definitely. It's like even almost kind of misty in the distance. It could just be the dribble rain is happening everywhere. Do not see a lot of wind. So yeah, almost wind still. Dribble, raining, the gray soup. It's kind of a dreary Friday. Yesterday it was kind of nice, but today it's just ugh. Weather is not appealing. Right, anyhow, hope everybody had a great day, and yesterday thought the show went pretty well. Made a couple of good points. I'm a little bit off today. Yeah. I had a bit of a celebratory beer yesterday, and that made a lot more impact this time than it did the last time. Meh. But I mean, it could also just be because of the weather. I don't know what it is. I just feel, I don't know. A little bit off. But it'll be alright. It just feels like a downtime kind of day. But I'm sure I'll get over it. Yeah. Coffee tastes nice. I do have a croissant here. I kind of want to keep that. But not right away. Maybe I'll save it for after the show. We'll see. Owen Benjamin didn't do a show yesterday. It was kind of disappointing. I think he's doing a lot with this Ladle.tv. And it's been interesting. He's been talking about interesting things. The Slaying a Wizard series is, I mean, it was already there. Already kind of knew about it, but he does make a pretty good presentation to really summarize it. And for anybody out there that's new to it, yeah, you can learn stuff from that. We all get tricked, how the devil operates, how it always needs our consent, etc. I mean, I get a lot of that sort of thing already, like out of quantum consciousness presentation. It's just basically the same. His case is like, you believe this is real. Which amounts to the same thing. It's interesting. And very relevant, because I mean, this is a great time of illusions. This is the age of illusions, and it is peaking. Because I mean, it's been building up my entire life and even before that. But it just seems like it's peaking. And yeah, lots of people are getting caught up in it. I mean, it's like at the end of the dance, at the end of the play, at the end of the, what do you call it? Yeah, the enchanting song of it all, of the illusions. Like, people are just caught in it, or they're not. But a lot of people are, and then they just see everything that they're doing as a default. They don't realize they're enchanted. They're fully immersed in it. And that's where a lot of people are right now with a lot of things, and it's getting kind of crazy. I think that like the overall average result is that a lot of the like standard foundation of what everybody just assumes everybody thinks is real and knows, that is now at a less stable footing. Like when I was much younger, there was just a lot of things that you would just think like, this is the standard, this is what everybody thinks, and it would on average be like that. And if somebody would step outside of it, then it would be presented even by them as being stepping outside of it, because they still knew what the norm was, where everybody would stay most of the time and then step outside of it. But now it's like, what even is normal anymore? That is kind of the problem. You just have enough cognitive dissonance created with crazy messaging and double speak, then eventually, if you have that long enough and enough people get caught up in it, people lose track of like the standard. And it's not even like logically in their minds, because that could be all over the place, but just the feeling of what is normal and standard. That's the thing that actually then gets confused. And it's very difficult, because a lot of people that are not super cognitive about everything, they really depend for their feeling system, which is what they wield it with, for things to be stable and consistent. And if then that stability and that consistency is suddenly missing, they have a lot more problems, like navigating and maintaining and defending their spirit in the face of everything. And that's a big part of the bigger burden, right? So even if you're like, oh, but I'm on top of everything, I really figured it out and I'm not getting fooled, well, you're still gonna get the burden, because of other people that are not so well equipped to deal with what's happening and navigate through it. They're relying on societal feelings of the norms and what is stable, etc. Like, they rely on that more, and if it all starts just kind of being confused, well, then they just start to like get disoriented. And now you are all peeking out like, oh, I'm on top of it. Yeah, but you're literally among a lot of unstable people now. So how are you gonna solve that? Right? How are you gonna help all these people that can't find their way anymore? They're looking for stability, so you need to present it. So if you figured out like what is fake and what is real and how to navigate through it, you gotta figure out like what to present that's actually a stability to people, because that's what they're looking for, stability among all of it. Right? If you just say like, oh, this is fake, that's fake, it's all crazy and lies, well, what do you do then, kind of thing, right? And of course there's people like Owen Benjamin, they'll say like, yeah, you just go back to more grassroots activity and farming and homesteading, and yes, that is a very good direction to set as an example, and that does work. But yeah, not everybody's in a position to really do that. For me, it's just keep explaining. I just try to keep explaining. And also, for me, it's a lot like just trust God. Like, trust that eventually it will fall into place. And I mean, with one typical effect is that newer generations, they adapt to the complexities much quicker, and so they'll be more natural at ease to navigate through the craziness. And then for the older people, it's really about like, do you remember the stability of the past? And also figuring out, is it really better? And are you not just being nostalgic about it? Like, it's good to just kind of like have a public debate. Like, are things really better? They're different. Are they better than they used to be? Or was it better than it has become now? I still remember like in the 90s, like having conversations with the family like that. Like discussing such things. And that even like on television, there would be talking programs with an audience, and where the audience would literally like talk about that too. That used to be like on television, guys, here in the Netherlands. Like, there used to be a real openness and productivity and like spiritual soundness, even on television back then. I haven't seen that around for television in a long time. And even social media has changed in such a way that it just used to feel much more engaging when it was more fresh. There was less influence, less algorithm, guidelines everywhere. Because a lot of people on social media are now just like continually adapting to the guidelines and how they think they just say it in a certain way or bring up certain things, then the algorithm will give them traction. And so they're more preoccupied with the guiding rails of the platform and how to get traction with the system. They're more preoccupied with the system than actually being natural and communicating naturally to a natural audience. And that's why that's happening. Right? 10 years ago, like the Google Plus days, it was all natural. It was just, you just do it. You just turn it on and you go talking, and it's suddenly recorded, and it's something that people can see and can be there live and watch it. It was all natural, all free, and you could just talk person to person and navigate the spirits that were around. Now social media is just, it's being captured by algorithmic priorities, which has been like a Pavlovian system, really. Like, oh, you say the right kind of things, oh, you get promoted or something. Yeah, you get some boost, more traction. or you say the wrong thing or at the wrong time, the wrong direction, and then you get demoted. It didn't used to be like that. People, like, including with myself, I would just like, I can be really all over the place, and then yeah, you just move on, go back to normal, and then you just move on. I don't know where I'm going with this. Whatever. The point is, we're in the age of illusions. I've been for a while. I mean, I consider the last 300 years pretty much the age of illusions. And when I say age of illusions, that's actually referencing my original map of the timelines of creation. Like I had that in the Flat Earth Talks days. I did a whole 3-parter presentation of that. I still have that like on my computer. I think that Odyssey also still has those streams. Not sure. And the Age of Illusions is like the last part. Also, there is a page. Where is it? If I can find it. Oh. Yeah. History of the world and the dimensions. Right, age before time, age of creation, age of wonders, age of cataclysm, the classical era, and the age of illusions, current era. Yeah, I got that post on Reddit. You can like check it out. This is like 8 years ago. Ha. And it's not perfect. But I mean, in ways, it's like that map is still very relevant to me. So yeah, I'll just post that here and here. Like I still use the names of those ages in when I try to reconstruct the past. I still use it because it fitted. And it's actually quite special because I didn't even really consciously understand yet about like Tartaria. It hadn't been on the scene yet fully. I just went by the perspective of like, oh yeah, human evolution and all that. But didn't realize like, no, that like it gets even further. Goes way further. Sudden cutoff, the history being cut off from us, which was basically the classical era peaking. And it's funny because even in our what we teach in universities and schools, it is considered the classical era. It's like the Greek mythology and classical style of building, and it's like, yeah, that's all the classical era. And guess what? That classical era didn't just evolve or stay small and then everybody moved on. No, it peaked huge. Massive human development pinnacle era. And then a cataclysm that I didn't understand yet. The supposed mud flood, which we barely hear about 8 years ago. Like there was just like the no trees was just rolled out. That was like the late. Right, so I'm putting that in the title. Age of Illusions and the Depth of its Deceptions. Oh, what's going on? That was weird. Oh, that coffee is really hitting the spot. I really needed that. Alright, I hope everybody's having a good day. You might be having dreary weather like I am, or maybe not. I hear that a cold front in the United States is coming in. Over here it's not really, it's just, I mean, a lot of the times the more darker winters are like this. They're just like kind of cold, water cold, above freezing, but that's still very cold. Then we experience it as cold. You cool down more then. And then it's just kind of dark. People create gods. Well, what the hell are gods, Horizontal Baseliner? That's the whole thing. If they manifested physical, then they're not the designer. They are... And are they the creator, or are they just... I think they're the shapers. I mean, even in the model, they are, to me, the shapers. But shaping is shaping what was already there. Like, the shapers were not the designers, they just shape. They modify, they alter. It's like life was there and then it was assembled. It was being made, yeah, manifested. The material was reshaped, imbued, and then life in all kinds of ways. Starting out pretty damn large too. Like, I think that all of life like basically started out as crystalline material being imbued with the spirit and then becoming animated. Starting with like the original Titan, arguably, which you could call Adam or Gaia or something, and like basically one thing, like the first living thing, and that then died and gradually or otherwise, and other things were made out of it, and that just keeps happening. So like, in my view, we're standing on a giant corpse. I mean, it is what it is, of the original living being. And then afterward there were other beings that were smaller but still incredibly large to us, and they died too, and they formed mountains and other things. And then smaller came in that were still larger than us, and now we're basically going towards classical era with the half giants and all that. And then, well, they kind of like died or ended, leading to the Age of Illusions is where we are. And it's like we're made to forget. We're made to forget all that and get a completely different view of how our surroundings came to us. Because I mean, maybe the idea that we're all just standing on our dead ancestors, we live on our dead ancestors, like that's a really freaky idea. Maybe it kind of is. It has this weird feel, micro macro feeling, as above so below. It's like it's pretty extremely so above so below when you think about it like that, because it's like, yeah, we have all these microorganisms in our bodies, and like our bodies are like its cities. Well, you could argue we are living in cities that are built upon a body that also used to be animated, but in ways is still alive, still imbued. It's just not animated anymore. And we're doing things with that. It's so as above, so below. It's crazy that there is just like living material in non-living material, but it all used to be living material. So it's living material in living material in living material, and it's just this fractal of interaction between imbued animated matter inside and interacting with what used to be animated matter. And it's just this fractal within existence. Long title. Let's see if it fits. Might be too long. Everything was living once. Yeah, basically. Hello, Flat Earth Supreme. And in ways it still is. Gaia, I believe Earth is living. Yeah, but I mean it is, though. Right? I mean, Gaia, I believe, is very basic. It's just, what kind of conclusions are you gonna draw from that? Are you gonna follow some pagan priest that tells you what you have to do? And what Mother Earth wants from you? Are you gonna fall for that? Right? Or Is it just a model for what the fuck's actually going on? It's all about, can your ego in itself, like those beliefs and the mythologies, and taking that religiously. I don't even see anything wrong with it. No, it's just, what are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna be like, we have to make sacrifices to the gods? Like, oh really? Why? What does it even mean? But just because you recognize something is there, does that mean you have to now worship it and make sacrifices? Really? Right, oh, we went to the past through wormhole and arrived there, but oh my god, these are primitives. If they'll see us with our devices in our spaceship, they'll think we're gods and start worshipping us. We can't have that. So, do they, though? Do they really? Or do they just... Are they just bewildered by what they experience and they want to keep telling the story to carry the spirit? And then a couple of guys were like, oh well, people can't really handle this, so let's tell them they have to do things, they have to make sacrifices and worship and do this, and give them strict rules to follow because they just need it, because they're primitive. See, it's like, what are you gonna do with the information? Like, you discover something, oh, quickly, build an altar, start worshipping it and setting out rules and making sacrifices. You could literally do that with absolutely anything, and it's always ridiculous, every time. You could make up the dumbest fucking shit and just like turn it into a pagan religion, and you have to make sacrifices, and it makes just as much sense as any other setup when you do that. It's literally a trigger. It's a dark spirit, a dark priesthood that is just become a part of that. Right? I mean, to me, for a very long time, and I still see it like this, like real paganism is, what is it? It's just having knowledge of natural cycles and some basic astrology. That you know what kind of happens in the heavens, and you know how things change around, and like what energies are in the air at certain moments in the year, because that's there very distinctly. Discussed this many times with my friend Ineme, who's also very sensitive to this. And that's it. Like, oh no, it means you have to Gaia and all these other gods, and you have to make sacrifices and altars and no. It's just a dark priesthood that moves in and makes it all about that. It's like the Dark Priesthood just culturally appropriates everything. It is like a cultural appropriation of like satanic dark priests. They assimilate a story, they take authority, and then they just like, you have to do this. And you have to make sacrifice. And people fall for it. It's unbelievable. Right, so yeah, Gaia believes Earth is living. Yeah, well, in a sense it is. Right, but I mean, the original, what I was talking about, I mean, it's in the title, it's previously animated matter. It's not living anymore. But I mean, there is still life. Like, go around the world, take any spot, dig in the ground, just dig, scoop out a piece of ground, put it in a terrarium, guess what's gonna happen? Even if that was like in the middle of a desert, life is gonna emerge. So there is life. It's just the whole thing is not animated by a singular spirit anymore. But there is life. Life is in the soil too. Everywhere. Do not underestimate that. Can it reanimate like Frankenstein? No, I don't think it can. There are entropy rules. Okay. Which came first, the condition of being alive or God? God. Being alive is a condition that is bound to this physical creation, which was not here yet. Before God. Yeah, so yeah, God was there, existed first. First there was God. And then he interacted with the material plane, and suddenly there was a space where things could happen. So there was also attraction with a time linear bound existence now. Like that literally did not exist before that starting moment. But God was always there. He's not time bound. Eternity preceded temporaneousness. I don't know if that's even a word. Holy shit, it is. Yeah. Damn! Dude, I've never even heard of that word. That just where the hell did that come from? But it is correct. I used the word correct, even though I literally, cognitively do not understand what it even meant. Except time. I do know what it meant, I just don't know where I got that. I've never heard anybody use that word. That I can remember at least. Weird. But I used it correctly. I'm shocked. I'm shocked when I'm suddenly using a word where I don't even know where that came from, and I'm using it correctly. And like, what? How did I just use that correct? Where did that come from? Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, very impressive. It was very interesting, also because it's like about Spanish during the Nazi